You guys know who Markiplier is, right? Yeah, you do. Don't answer that. He's one of the biggest, most successful, and most beloved YouTubers of all time. He's done Let's Plays of all sorts of games like FNAF, Minecraft, Happy Wheels, Getting Over It, all the horror games, a whole bunch of indie games, and of course my beloved Google Feud. He also did a legendary Try Not to Laugh series. He makes the best update videos. He's produced a massive interactive series for YouTube Originals, and is now currently working on an entire movie adaptation of Iron Lung. He even has an OnlyFans, alright? This guy's a legend. Easily one of the most prolific, most wholesome, most impactful YouTubers of all time, who's left a positive mark on millions upon millions of people throughout his 12 years on YouTube. And yet, his most popular video by far isn't anything to do with FNAF, or trying not to laugh, or not getting over it, but rather, whatever the f this is.
Meow. 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 No!
This has over 300 million views. This weird-ass, dumb-ass, annoying-ass shitpost that's less than a minute long has more views than his first video in his FNAF playthrough and all the roots of In Space with Markiplier combined. And all it is Mark screaming meow and other cat shit and masking his lips on top of cat footage.
Meow. Meow. Meow, bitch! Am I a cat?
It's rather inoffensive and I don't dislike it, but compared to pretty much everything else he's made, it isn't really that memorable. It's too uncanny to be wholesome, too loud and annoying to be funny, and too short to be satisfying. And it just feels weird that out of everything that Markiplier has made that is legitimately awesome, this is what ends up getting the most views. And no one seems more miffed about it than Markimoo himself.
My number one most viewed video is Meow, which I hate. 350 million views.
You hate it?
I hate that it's so successful. I don't hate it, it's bullshit and I knew it when I made it. But I made a big show. Watch that one 350 million times.
And I don't blame him. This is an all too common occurrence throughout YouTube where someone uploads a shitpost or something that inexplicably gets millions of views, and despite them trying again and again uploading serious content, and even occasionally finding some success in it, they simply can't recapture the lightning in a bottle of that original shitpost.
My phone is so old and messed up.
Just buy a new one.
I already talked about Jimmy here in an older video and how his Wednesday My Dudes Vine went viral, and at some point he started a Try Not to Laugh series of his own that ended up becoming super successful in its own right. And even though I don't really watch him much nowadays, I still find his series to be enjoyable. And he's had several YLYL videos reach millions of views. But to this day, his honestly kind of annoying Wednesday My Dudes Vine is still by far his most viewed video despite the different platform. And due to the user-submitted nature of the YLYL series, you can imagine how it has haunted Jimmy over the years. Or Tyler. Apparently his name is Tyler. Fucking fraud. Like, imagine uploading a random video that you just made for the hell of it, then ends up going viral despite it being different from the kind of content you usually make, and now you have to figure out how to follow up that video with more videos like it when you aren't too keen on that kind of video. Unfortunately, I don't need to imagine because it happened to me. Kinda. I once saw a video from Ludwig where he made a new YouTube channel to prove it's not luck, and wanting to prove him wrong, I started a channel of my own, only for my first video on the channel to get hundreds of thousands of views. Then after a few months, I made a video about why I started this channel where I talked about the Ludwig video and how that first video blew up beyond all expectations, and that video ended up getting 1 million views. 2 million in fact, and it's still carrying my channel to this day. And it's just like, why this? Of all videos, why this? Don't get me wrong, I'm proud of the video and I at least understand in hindsight why so many people resonated with it. But again, it just feels so weird that a meta video meant only for my core audience ends up going this far, getting noticed by all these major YouTubers including Ludwig himself, who would later go on to admit his original video was a flawed experiment.
I think if I just had waited weeks, the video would have been naturally picked up by the algorithm because it was a good video and Miz would have seen it naturally, and I didn't need to rush it. But I wanted to rush it to get it out as fast as possible, and that was a mistake. But I was like, I want the reaction now. I want to have the clip where it goes viral now. I don't want to wait like a month and then upload this. I was just too excited and I was too impatient.
And I wish I could say I knew exactly what I was doing making that video, and that joke I left in there about how, maybe this video will get 1 million views was me playing 4D chess or something. But I really didn't expect it to happen. And yet, it did. Over a year later, and it now has 2 million views. Well, if it worked the first time, why not? Maybe this video will get 2 million views. Highly unlikely, but hey, it's a possibility. I have a lot more I want to say about this video that I plan to save for my Patreon at a later date, but for now I'll say this. As much as I do believe YouTube takes a lot of skill, I also think luck still plays a big factor in actually breaking through, because there's not much in the way of reason when it comes to going viral. Most of the time when a video gets picked up by the algorithm, it's because something about the title and thumbnail, not or and, they go together, hooked in the viewer, and something about the video itself kept them watching until the end. Unfortunately, what those some things are differ greatly from one another, and it's not always clear what they even are. Sometimes videos go viral for a multitude of reasons and coincidences that can't ever be recaptured. Sometimes the video comes out at the right time. Sometimes it pulls a Simpsons and predicts the future and it ends up going viral at a later date. Sometimes the algorithm just bugs out, right? At this point, it's more fascinating when a YouTuber's most popular video turns out to be their best. I've already talked in previous videos about YMS's massive video essay on Kim and the White Lion, a brilliant surgical teardown of one of the dumbest controversies in animated film. Then there's also Jacob Geller's Fear of the Cold, one of the most guttural, thought-provoking videos I've watched. The Cursed Judges video on games you can never play again might just be one of my favorite videos on YouTube. At least when Bill Wirt's History of the Entire World, I guess, isn't in the question. Dan Olson's Line Goes Up video single-handedly exposed NFTs as the laughingstock they are. Chef Phyllis's Megamind video almost single-handedly shifted the discussion surrounding the movie. Captain Sparkle's Revenge ushered in the golden age of Minecraft back in 2012. Joe's Dog of Wisdom, it needs no explanation. And what all these YouTubers have in common is that they spent years establishing themselves as bona fide content creators by the time they released their best work. And as inspiring as it is to see, I can see why some may be a little jealous. They get to shape their legacy over years and have it pay off forever, while most of us have to settle for our 15 minutes of fame and that's it. It leads one to question whether or not virality is desirable in the first place. But the way I see it, whether you build up to it or not doesn't matter, as either way, you still made a video that has left an impact on people. I often find myself comparing this whole thing to the music world. If you were to watch a certain silhouette, you know that there are tons of bands and artists known for only one song, to the point where a specific term was invented to identify them. And you'd think all these one-hit wonders would be frustrated after being unable to recapture their success, when in reality many of them are just happy to have a hit in the first place, and have either gone on to have a great life beyond their careers or have been happily milking their one hit their whole life. But even then, there are artists that have had a mega hit early in their career and have still gone on to have long, successful careers in the music industry, the most obvious example being Radiohead. If your goal is to be a YouTuber, then there really is no good reason not to take a sudden viral video as a blessing, right? Having a video of yours get millions of views out of nowhere is an opportunity few aspiring YouTubers ever get. You may be embarrassed by the video itself, and it's perfectly okay to be, but it's still a video thousands, if not millions, have seen. All of those people now know that you exist. That's an audience you didn't have before, an audience worth speaking to. You don't even have to change your content to mirror the video itself. You can just keep doing your thing and evolve naturally, and you'll eventually attract more attention than you did before anyways. And if things go well and you end up building a strong channel with years of quality content, then that old viral video will just be the cherry on top. And if it doesn't go well, then you still got a delicious cherry. And believe me, they taste way better than cough medicine would have you believe.